that I go to bed. It's not very often that I go to bed. I sit up a lot. All night. You got a lot of shit going on, you sit up. You know. And I don't have always the shit that I need going on. So, it's not a lot that I go to bed confused and wake up feeling the same way. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling of confliction when I lay my head down and then when I wake up, I have that same confliction. I like to get shit figured out. I always like to start fresh. I don't like to go back and retread what happened yesterday. I mean, we had some good shit happen yesterday, and then we continued into the day. That's one thing. But if you go to bed with some conflict on your brain, not in my heart, I know where I stand, but on the brain, and you try to figure out, and you wake up that same way, and then you reach out, and you still getting the confusion, and I'm just not about the confusion and the chaos. I'm not there. You know, where I am, I'm trying to see where black people can become solvent in this society, you know. And when we talk about restorative justice and reparations and different things like that, I thought that that's really what the game is. And I don't think the game is so much reparations, you know, anymore. I think the game is a lot of political back and forth amongst black people. I mean, I understand that black people are in a position constantly to always have to outperform, outachieve, out this, out that. But the last thing you need to do is out a black man who's trying to do something for another black man. And when I see that, when I see brothers and sisters getting attacked unjustifiably, I'm gonna step up. I was always the guy that would protect kids from bullies. Even though I was kind of a bully, I wasn't a bully. Like, I didn't fuck with people, like, I didn't fuck with the marginalized people. Like, I didn't fuck with small kids in school. I didn't fuck with, you know, I was a bigger kid, but I didn't fuck with small kids because that ain't no fight. If I'm gonna bully a motherfucker, I'm gonna run up a motherfucker that's bigger than me and say something to him. And I had many of those situations. We had a motherfucker we went to school with named Dave Fink. Dave was, 6'8", 350 in 6th grade. I mean, whatever the fuck. Whatever he was big as fuck. But in high school, you know, I would always run up to Fink and just get right in his face. I was damn near a foot shorter than that motherfucker. But it was always to let him know, you don't scare me, bro. And Dave was a cool motherfucker for what I can see. You know, we went to school together, played football together. But then the crazy thing was, years later, when they wrongfully accused the brother of murder, and we was out protesting for him, here's the thing. I used to protest. See, a lot of people don't know me back when I did protest, but I used to protest, and brother's name was Clarence, and they had him in jail for killing a young girl, and he didn't kill her. So I was out in support of the family, in support of young Clarence, because I knew him, and Dave was there because Dave's homeboy, well, it was another one of my homeboys, it was his girlfriend who got killed. And they was up there with the shits. They was ready to set some shit off. A few too many black folks that day, and shit didn't get set off. And it was also the day they released young Clarence because evidence came forth to show that he was not the shooter. I mean, this boy was on his way to college, and you know, I mean, shit. When the police got him, he was like eating grapes and shit, sitting on his stoop, you know, watching the activities. He wasn't even out there like, you know, what's going on, like all up in the joint. He was sitting there on the stoop in his socks, eating grapes. I may have a fruit wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was grapes. And end up getting bum rushed and yada, 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 because a girl ID'd him. He ID'd a motherfucker that don't look like he would have shot nobody. He's holding a Ziploc bag full of fruit, sitting on his stoop. And he's a killer? But anyway, this is back in the 90s. You know, this is what they did. But Dave was up there, and he had been bullying a few people around that day. I could see, because, you know, he really wasn't there for the black faction. And he was there with the grieving family, and there with Stewart, was his name. He was there with him, and I could understand. And I was trying to explain off to the side, like, he's like, man, he was like, this is fucked up. You know, he did that shit. I'm like, no. Let me explain something to you. I know this family. You know me, I know this family. This boy didn't do this. I know they've had to go through all of this, but this boy did not do this. And that's gonna come out, Dave. It's gonna come out in all this anger that we talked. We talked. When they found that boy was not guilty, let him go. I don't know if the eventual killer was ever found or not. I really don't. I didn't follow up on the case or anything like that. But it just showed me that being a bully can just come by size, because he's intimidating by presence, but getting him to understand reason that day, maybe he didn't really want to feel it, you know. And I think he was looking a little bit past a lot of the logic and was just like, black dude, killer, white girl, dead. He wasn't looking past, he wasn't looking into the logic. But this youngin', they grew up in a family, you know. He didn't come from no broken home. He wasn't on the streets, this, that, and the other. I mean, the boy was sitting on his stoop eating grapes when the police start questioning him. And the girl ID'd him as a murderer. Turns out she never saw anything. Or when she had to re-ID him or whatever, you know, it wasn't him. But nowhere near. He hadn't even been. I think they got killed in the carport or the parking lot, and he hadn't been anywhere near there. And I don't know if they did DNA shit back then and all that shit, but they didn't find nothing. Ransacked his parents' home and everything. They didn't find nothing. Didn't find no gun, didn't find no mask, no whatever, dark clothing, whatever, nothing. This boy was on his way to college. He had earned the right to go to college. But yet and still, black man be ID'd. I mean, shit could have went drastically wrong in another part of the country. Luckily, it was Washtenaw County. I know people have their things to say about Washtenaw County, but that was one day that Washtenaw County got that shit right. And I got off my point of talking about, you know, being bullied is funny to me. You know, the whole thing is because I left a post and I was defending O'Shea Jackson, professionally known as Ice Cube. I was defending O'Shea on a video he had left because everybody's like, yeah, you know, where he at? How come he ain't around no more? How come he ain't doing it? O'Shea had made it clear, and I don't know why everybody hadn't seen any of this, but O'Shea made it clear that he was only interested in dealing with people in power. And now that Donald Trump is not in power, he didn't win the election, he don't need to go no further with helping them implement anything in the Platinum Plan, which wasn't a Platinum Plan. He don't need to help them with anything with his contract with Black America to try to get some of that pushed over into whatever was going to be the Platinum Plan or whatever's going to be black set aside. He don't have to worry about it. So that's why he's not fucking with that no more. That's logic. To me, that's logic. To some other people, that might not be logic. Let's say, what's this? Oh, you're inside now. That thing said 31 minutes. I was like, I know I ain't been on here no 31 minutes. I got 31 minutes left. So O'Shea came out and left a video. Just basically saying he'd been, you know, staying low, working with this whatever. You know, he don't really give off a whole lot of info, which is right. You ain't supposed to fucking lay your playbook out. See, that's the problem. They want O'Shea to lay his playbook out. And because he won't lay his playbook out, they all fucked up. And because he won't jump in bed with Alicia Garza and all them with the BLM motherfuckers, they all fucked up about that. See, they want him to acquiesce with the structure. And the structure right now, obviously, they pushing for the Black Lives structure. I guess they got some bullshit going on over there, though. Old girl done took a high level, like a straight up executive position, and nobody knew. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'll talk about it when I figure it out. You already know I'm not a journalist, so I'm not out here to just spread some false shit. I'm not a journalist, but I'm not gonna be the National Enquirer up in this bitch either. So one of the things that I'm looking at is everybody's against O'Shea because he met with Trump's people. But that don't matter no more. Biden is the president-elect, and they said that they would talk to him after the election. They need to talk to him after the inauguration because they ain't got no power to talk to nobody right now. They can't even get the goddamn briefings from Trump. Trump holding on to the briefings and shit like literally like, I'm not trying to give up that power yet. But it's over. And I'm not sure why somebody can't step in and be like, look, Don, you got to get this shit up. It was a good act. You know, you did your whole voter thing. None of that worked. You know, had 44 fucking lawsuits. None of that worked. It's time to let it go. And if not, walk his ass up out that motherfucker. Because it's time for the country to move on. You know, the fact that motherfuckers put him in office, they should be able to take his ass out of office. Take him out the back, though. Don't take him out the front. He don't know. Take him out the back. We need to get rid of him. He needs to be off our screens. Because soon enough, he's going to be back on TV anyway. Give us a couple months without that motherfucker. Donald Trump trying to segue right from here, right to his TV deal. To eventually probably owning his own goddamn TV station where it's just going to be Trump every day. Talking about he going to run again. Man, ain't nobody trying to see you run at 79, nigga. Nobody was trying to see Joe run at 77. Now he's 78. By the time he up out this bitch, he'll be 82. Come on, y'all. We want 80-year-old presidents in this bitch. Y'all know better than this. All y'all political people, y'all know better. Y'all know I'm just really kind of getting into this whole political thing. You know, I've always known what's right, but I ain't never really been deep in talking about politics, you know, on a grand scale. So this is new to me. But man, when I said something on Twitter and I tagged all the people who had said something against Ice Cube, because I thought that's what you do. I'm like, hey, y'all been wondering where he is. Here's the video. Just letting you know. I'm just trying to keep you up on game. I didn't throw no shade, no nothing. Said peace to the ADOS people. Boy, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Rolly and all of his motherfucking Rolly hives came out. Roland got a motherfucking gang on Twitter. And y'all know I don't put a lot of motherfuckers' names up in my shit because I don't want nobody talking about, you know, they trying to click back. But I'm putting Roland's name in this motherfucker. Because Roland came out and then tried to flex some financial muscle on me. Tried to flex some statistical muscle on me. Tried to flex his motherfucking Rolodex on me. Well, Roland don't know me, do he? Because he don't know. I don't give a fuck about who he know. I'm not in this for that. I couldn't give less than a fuck that Roland Martin has Ice Cube's phone number. If you got his phone number, why didn't you call him? Why didn't you text him? Why you put out that bullshit ass text or tweet talking about where is he at now? He ain't returning Alicia Garza's phone calls because he's not going to return Alicia Garza's phone calls because he knows that Alicia Garza is full of shit. The Black Lives Matter movement is full of shit. It ain't helping black lives. It'll only help black lives if you're trans, if you're queer, if you're gay, if you're bi. That's what it's looking to help. Black men looking to be gainfully employed, looking to go through some training. Is Black Lives Matter helping for that? Black men that have been wrongfully convicted and now released from prison, looking for a new way in life. Is Black Lives Matter helping for that? Black men who need legal assistance, you know, because legal aid ain't shit. And I know they got these little places that are really just regular law firms and they just give you a prorated fee when they need to talk about child support and custody and things like that. Is Black Lives Matter putting up some fucking money to help brothers with their legal shit? No. And I'm only saying black men right now because black women tend to have a pass. I mean, the whole shit was created by black women, so I think they are looking out for black women, kinda. But for the most part, I know they're looking out for the LGBTQIAAP. And with that being said, Roland and Dr. Ava and April Ryan, even BET jumped on board. Where is he at? He not returning her phone calls. So I just put up a post. It was like, hey, y'all been looking for him. Here he is. Here's a video. He's just kind of talking about what he's looking at doing, moving forward with people in power. Roland gonna flex on me and say, I wasn't looking for him. If I wanted to reach out to him, I got his number. I can call him. Okay. What's that got to do with the fucking price of tea in China? Or Haiti? Rolly? See, a lot of people don't like ADOS talking about reparations for American descendants of slavery because it cuts people out. I think Roland Martin is one of those people. I think Roland Martin's people that he rolls with, a lot of them are those people because they're not American descendants of slavery. A lot of them from the Caribbean. A lot of them are from Africa. And they're no less being black, but they're not ADOS. And then you have people coming to, oh man, ADOS got started like this. I'm like, what the fuck is this? First y'all talking about y'all looking for Ice Cube. I show you where he's at. Then you get mad at that. Then I ask questions about, why are you so against ADOS? Why if you knew how it was started? I'm like, well, I thought ADOS started when two Africans, before it became America, so they weren't Americans, when two Africans who had been stolen from somewhere in Africa and were brought to this soil, procreated and produced a child, I thought that created a descendant of slavery because they were enslaved people. So they're now a descendant. I thought that's how ADOS was created. Now everybody got to talk about how ADOS was created. I think they're talking about the hashtag ADOS movement, but I need you to say it with your chest. Don't hide behind the motherfucking words. Don't hide behind the motherfucking letters. See, that's everybody's problem. Everybody want to hide behind acronyms and shit. That's where we at nowadays. Everybody want to hide behind names and acronyms. And I'm too politically ignorant to understand how to just say win, just say fuck it. No. I'm about go, go, go till you win. Let's win. Let's try to win. We ain't gotta like each other to win. If we're on the same team, why can't we win? But then you get these people, that you're never gonna get reparations. You're never gonna, and then you look at their captions and you look at their profile, Pan-African-ness, Caribbean-ness. Come on, man. You mad? You mad because you're not a descendant of American chattel slavery? You might be a descendant of slavery somewhere else, and you have a fight with somewhere else. And I salute you in that fight. Would even help you in that fight. But I'm not going to help you get bread that's not rightfully yours. That's crazy as fuck to me. And that's what they want you to do. Look, man, how come you didn't go talk to the Native Americans about them getting bread? How come you ain't talked to no Holocaust survivors about them getting bread? How come you ain't talked to no concentrate camp survivors about them getting bread? Why is it only talking about black Americans who are descendants of slavery? Why is there a problem with them? You ain't got no problem with nobody else that's got no bread from the U.S. government. But you got a problem with American descendants of slavery seeking that. Now, what your other beefs with Antonio and Yvette and whomever are, that's bullshit. I don't know why they don't have him on their show and hash that shit out. Invite him on the show. Invite Antonio, invite Yvette on the fucking show. Derek Hamilton. Maybe not Dr. Darity. I don't know. I guess there's a little beef there with them. I don't know. Everybody beefing with everybody else. I don't get it. I don't get where the beef comes in at. And we all fighting for the same thing. But it's not a fight when you having a debate with somebody who's not from this country. That's not a fight. That's a spat. And I'm not sure why you'd be having a spat with an immigrant who's not rightfully owed anything from this country. He may have a beef and may have a claim in another country, but he doesn't have one here. He doesn't have one here. So why is he against someone fighting for their claim that they have here? That's what I need to know. And when I figure that out, I can move forward amicably. I'm sorry for anybody that has a problem with the person's name, with the person's business, with the person's hashtag, with the person. You shallow, man. I'm all about the substance. I'm all about trying to get some shit done out in this bitch. And I'm learning on a very, very, very low level of how to do that. But I'm not going to sit here and have spats with people because they don't like this person for that. And they don't like that person for this. That's not my business. My business is to make sure that if I can be a vessel in some way to push what I need to push, I'm into moving the needle, not fucking fighting back and forth with other black people about what black people are owed. Because see, there's reparations that are owed to descendants of slavery, but then there's a black agenda that should come over all of America. Everybody's under that umbrella. I'm here to fight for that. How come nobody wants to talk about fighting for that? Everybody just wants to still talk about that Ice Cube met with Donald Trump and his people. It's stupid. It's lunacy. But whatever. I'm going to keep plugging away. I'm going to keep learning this shit. But yeah, I got beat up in the Twitter streets. I don't know if it was cats or it was beehive. It was Rolly, Rolly Mar Crips. Them motherfuckers was out there sea walking and shit on my head. And all I did was ask a question. But y'all gotta understand, my skin's so motherfucking thick, I laughed. I laughed the whole time the shit was going on. Politics ain't about motherfucking emotions. It's about exchange. And y'all gotta stop being so goddamn emotional. All y'all black Dems. Stop being so emotional. Let's get something done together. If not, you be sitting around here motherfucking mad as fuck in 4 years. It's gonna be a one-term situation for the Democrats if they don't acquiesce to what Black America's talking about. Because it's gonna take a while, but Black America gets a line and don't run back down that road with Biden and Harris. I don't think Biden gonna run again. I think Harris opposed herself to run in 4 years. Nobody's gonna vote for them. You better fix something for black people at the table. And I ain't talking about none of that dry ass dressing you made on Thanksgiving, Kamala. And we ain't eating no more fried fish down in South Carolina, Jimmy. But I got butter biscuits for all the Rolly Mark Crips. I gotta get some shit done today, but boy, when I can get back in that thing, because you gotta really be on Twitter. If you ain't really on Twitter, you'll miss a lot of shit. I gotta be on that shit today, because they'll say some shit slick, and you'll be missing it because the conversation done stretched. It's the BlackWatch. If you done stayed this long, you need to subscribe to the channel. And if you ain't subscribing, you just lurking, say hi to Roland. One love.